Them people. Mad ethnic right now.
I get it how I live it. I live it how I get it. Come to woo, this beat tastes like lunch, but it's running from veneers and it's running from the front. But every day, hey, well, lemonade, I was afraid. Wasn't graduate, would I be okay? So I prayed and I played. It's Rihanna.
Okay, so the first video I wanted to shoot, a lot of people who probably don't know me that well probably didn't know this about me. I kind of didn't share it up front just because I kind of wanted to go through this process and discover who I was in this before I started to make announcements. I kind of made subtle hints on social media, but I didn't really just blast it or put it on Front Street because I felt like it was something I needed to deal with. So, December 25th, 2017, it has been a year that I've been single on purpose. I have not dated, I have not talked to, I ain't had a boo, I ain't had a situationship, and I haven't been in a relationship for 365 days on December 25th. And this has been quite a journey. So one of the reasons I wanted to do this is I read a book by Andy Stanley called The New Rules to Love, Sex, and Dating in my life group at my church. And basically the book is real good. It convicts you real good. You start reading and you're like, okay, these are things that I can take into my life and kind of implement them. And then you get to the last chapter of the book and it prompts you to give up dating for a year. And that was kind of something where I didn't want to do it. Just to give you a little history about myself, I recently turned 24. Not only am I a virgin, but I have never been in a relationship ever. So to read a book where I felt like it was convicting me to give up dating, it was really difficult for me to go to a point where it was like, I'm not gonna date, because technically I've never dated. So how am I gonna go from not ever dating to not dating on purpose? The idea of it all sounded crazy to me, but you know, as we tried to do, I tried to bargain with God. I was talking to this guy at the time and I really thought I was gonna be in a relationship with him. And I said, you know, God, if it doesn't work out, you know, I'll give up dating for a year. And that was kind of one of those bargains that I was like really pressed to believe that like, this man is good, this one's good. I got an inkling just how they all make you think. So unfortunately things went awry on Christmas. What a holiday last year. But they went bad, and so I had to give up dating. And it was one of those things that I probably knew after reading the book that I should do, because I needed time to discover me. And you would think because I've never dated anybody, I would already have that discovered, but through this process, I realized a bunch of things. The first thing I realized is that a lot of my time was spent focusing on getting a boo. And I think it was a real subconscious thing. One of the things, like a prime example was, anytime there was a holiday, a Valentine's Day, a birthday, a Christmas, anytime there was a holiday, I would be like, this is my 23rd year not having a boyfriend. This is my 23rd birthday being single. This is my 23rd Christmas without having a boo. And that kind of mentality. And it wasn't even that I was trying to be negative. It was just the fact that it was dawning on me that like every single year I was by myself. And so that was just one small thing that kind of made me realize, like, Leah, you have to kind of break this cycle of negative thinking, because, you know, so a man thinketh, so is he. So I started to really, I think, adapt this mentality that I'm never going to be with somebody. And I would joke with my friends about it. And then there's life and death in the tongue. And I'm telling people, girl, I ain't never going to get a man. But how can I expect God to bless me with a man if that's my mentality, or that's how I truly feel in my heart? And even though it was a joke and we shrugged it off, everyone knows there's some truth to a joke. So once I started this journey, in my mind I probably thought that there wasn't a lot for me to learn, but there was so much. In this year, I feel like God manifested my career. Like I've said before, I did Leah's Lemonade on WKYS, and that was by happenstance. I got up and I was just volunteering there, and they gave me the opportunity to be on air. And it was one of those things that, even though I don't think I was spending every waking minute online, I think that just the pursuit of trying to find somebody. First of all, ladies, that's the wrong way, because it says, he who findeth a wife. I'm trying to find a man. So my attitude was backwards from jump, but on top of that, just the pursuit, and I think the mindset. Like I would jump on social media, then on a dating website, then back to social media. And it was like almost a routine for me. Like being online started to become a situation for me where it was like fulfilling to be online. Another thing that I instantly realized when I gave up dating was when the situation went bad with the guy that I was talking to. You know, that was my first time I had to grieve a situation going wrong. I think before it was so easy for me to hop online on an app and talk to a guy to kind of, oh, if he ain't feeling me, cool, bet this other dude is gonna feel me. And so I felt like that was the first time in the first situation where I had to mourn, like, okay, this went wrong and I have to like get myself together, because it took me a really long time to get over it. And I'm not sure if it took me a long time because I wasn't gonna date anybody, or I wasn't gonna be pursued, or I wasn't gonna talk to somebody, or if talking to a man really became a security blanket for me. And that was something that I, needed or wanted to feel loved. And I got daddy issues, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie about it. So maybe those were my insecurities kicking in that I never really even thought about. But it made me realize the importance of mourning feelings about men and how situations work, and how I was using casual dating to cover up how I felt, especially when a man liked me. Another thing, I definitely think that it made me focus. When I grew up in Texas, in a small town outside of Austin, and like I think as Southern women, we kind of grow up with this idea of being Southern belles and being housewives and having this ideal life with a partner and a family. And don't get me wrong, that's beautiful if you really want that. But I think this transition made me realize I don't want that. I had a timeline in my mind of what I wanted, and realistically, after this whole year, I realized that one, my timeline isn't in accordance to what God had for me. And then on top of that, it's not really what I want. Right now, I'm in love with the hustle and the grind of what I'm doing, and I'm excited about what I want to do, and I'm excited to see where God takes me in that direction. And that honestly doesn't align with the domesticated life that I thought I wanted. I feel like I'm living in an age where I'm watching everyone I went to school with get engaged and have kids. And I used to want that so bad. And now I literally can't even imagine my life with a kid. I can barely control me. Why would I want a child? There's no way that they correlate. But again, I don't think, had I not taken this year off to kind of surround myself with realistic thoughts, I don't think I would have come to that realization where I can speak it out loud. Because I just was so caught up in that idea of a Southern belle housewife and living the good life with my beautiful husband and family as we go to church on a Sunday afternoon. You know what I mean? There was no way for me to rationalize it, because that's what I thought I wanted for so long. So all in all, this video was just for me to describe how I felt through this entire situation. Not only that, but to praise the Lord that it's over. Because you know what? Just because you give it up and just because you make it to the other side don't mean it's not hard. I'm waiting for my bae, but at least this time now I'm actually waiting instead of trying to be pursued. And I think that this whole year has made it a real transition for me not to be pressed. I think I was so pressed. Pressed is the word. I wanted a man so bad that I think it was unhealthy. And I wanted it and I pursued it so hard that it wasn't in the right way. And so now that I'm at this point where I have the freedom, it's gonna be on me to make sure I don't go back to that same type of mentality and that same type of lifestyle. So, keep your girl accountable. I appreciate it. And let me know in the comments. Let me know via social media. Let me know what you guys want me to talk about. This is my first video because, the 25th is coming up and your girl is happy. But also, I just want to know what you guys want to see from me other than like entertainment stuff. Like I said, some people have already talked to me about wanting to hear stuff about my career and kind of how I've made it from point A to point B. And so there's just a lot of stuff to cover. I'm always open. I'm always honest. If you want to know about, what color my dog is, I'll tell you that, but I don't have a dog. So, just let me know in the comments. Let me know. Make sure you subscribe. And again, of course you can sip on all of that because this is Leah's lemonade, right? Sip that, okay?
My constellation in space. Words, please. Doesn't spark, couldn't chase.
Bath salt. Biting speakers in the face. Bath salt.